I know now that the families of the fallen enjoy just hearing stories about their loved one or sharing someone else's cherished memory. This is, after all, how we remember our fallen. This is how we honor them. There are no words to repair that emptiness of losing a loved one, but there are actions. Remember, support, and carry on. I don't ask for sadness on this day. I ask for you to go and enjoy this day with your family. Hold your loved ones close, and if you're so inclined, raise a glass, as many of my veteran brothers and I will be, to our fallen heroes.
What we have here in the United States, which is special, truly special, as I have an opportunity to visit our men and women around the world. I was last year in the Baltic states, in the country of Estonia, a country that has only been free for 25 years. And when I met there with the Prime Minister and we were talking about what the United States was doing to help Estonia with a very aggressive neighbor, Russia, next door, maintain their freedoms and to help their young men and women train to make sure that they could fight for their independence and maintain it, it struck me in that conversation about what we were doing to help that the Prime Minister asked me this. He said, "Rob, we are so amazed with the young men and women from your armed forces that come here to Estonia to help us." And he said, "I am constantly amazed that these young men and women volunteer to do this." He said, "Rob, where do these people come from?" I said, "That's what the United States is all about. We have folks from every walk of life in this country willing to volunteer to put themselves into harm's way. And it's unique to the United States. It's what makes us special. And other countries around the world look at this in amazement because of who we are. And that's really, what today is all about, is remembering those folks that have given all. And I believe that it's something we ought to do every single day of the year. Today's the day that we do it formally, but our charge from here today is to make sure that we talk to others truly about what it takes to keep this nation free.
After such a bloody chapter in our American history, how at that time there was much grieving that took place and a need for healing. So I believe that healing process really started when the community came together and decided to honor the dead. That is a great contribution that's given to this community as they came together at that time. And when I think about the fact that they were grieving and a healing process needed to take place, my mind runs back to a particular passage of scripture, 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse number 14, where it says, "If my people who are called by my name, if they would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then God said that he would hear from heaven, he would forgive their sins, and he would heal their land. And I believe there's a healing that's needed even in our land today. So we commend those that took the initiative to begin this awesome venue.
Lizzie'd become a careful observer of federal troop movements and collected rumors about battles and campaigns, but for the most part, her time was spent being concerned with the same things as every teenager: school lessons, chores, boys, her friends, and arguing with her mother. But unlike typical teenagers' Twitter and Instagram accounts today, Lizzie's journal is also a memorial to friends and family lost during and after the war. The words death and dead appear more than 160 times in 1,100 pages, so it's not surprising that her visit to the city cemetery would bring back a flood of painful memories.
Going to the Middle East and visiting there with leaders in the Middle East, and it was simply this. Leaders said, "Rob, we are at a time in this world's history where countries and leaders have to choose between two simple places. Are you on the side of good or are you on the side of evil?" Folks, the United States has always stood on the side of good. We want to make sure we're continuing to be able to do that. And it's our brave men and women in uniform that serve this nation that are there, standing sentinel on the side of good.